swale.
Sector. Sector, zone.
Goals. Patterns.
Patterns. Good.
Selection.
All right. So what do you notice just looking out here? What are some of the existing patterns, some of the features on the site here?
The white pine block the wind here.
Yeah,
It's
you got a
beautiful point, yeah.
great windbreak.
Great
Yeah.
windbreak. And always looks like it's east, south, and almost half of the west. So it's going to be good sun like a good part of the day.
Yeah. Good sun exposure. Got a gentle slope coming down this way.
That is the drain. From the front.
So you've got a huge water catchment delivering water down onto this site. It's kind of nice.
But it's not too wet. You have a
Right.
cornfield that they could use chemicals.
So some benefits, some potential drawbacks. So what could be something that we could do to protect ourselves from that? Is there anything we can think of?
You could put in some plants and plant sabons for purified water or something. Some kind of plants that will purify water before it gets too bad.
Okay, yeah, you could have some plants that act as a buffer that could also, in case there was excessive rainfall, that you wouldn't have some kind of erosion or flood coming down into your forest garden. Those could also be like a biofilter. Yeah. So putting in a small swale at the top of there that's on contour rather than draining. So if you do have a large flow of water, it could settle in there, and then you could plant some plants on there that would be bioremediary plants, things like sunflowers. One of the plants I was thinking of that you could plant a thick border of Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes along the edge here, which is a perennial sunflower with an edible tuber, but it grows to be, 8 to 10 feet tall, and could create a nice physical boundary between you and the sprayed field there.
Do you want to plant edible plants along that boundary?
I wouldn't necessarily eat them, but I would use them. They're a great edge plant. But yeah, the tubers, you may not want to use them.
Tuber means which part of the plant is a tuber? The under the ground.
Yeah.
Like potato.
Potato is a tuber.
How about the sod as a element?
Yeah, we have a very dense ground cover of sod here that we were talking about would be very bacterially dominated as far as the soil. Sod also causes that the soil here is probably pretty compacted. So it's heavy soils, it has sod on it, and so I would think about what you can do to reduce the compaction through different planting or physically loosening up, aerating the soil. But then also we brought over some wood chips, and so the idea being to try to really boost the amount of organic carbon material in the soil that would then promote fungal growth. So you could inoculate that with mycelium, so then the mushrooms would colonize it right away and start growing. But it would probably happen naturally as well, like wood chips like that, or wood chips that come from dead trees that have already been sitting there for a while already have lots of mushroom or mycelium, fungal spores and bodies in them. So
How do
just
we differentiate between edible mushroom and non-edible in this crowded answer?
we have to get a mushroom guide, an ID book, and probably the easiest way to be sure is to take a spore print. That's the best way to identify. Is if you take a mushroom that's ripe or already turned into a mushroom, and you cut it off and lay it on a sheet of paper, and let it sit there overnight. The next day, the spores will come out of the mushroom and they'll leave a print, like a color. And even like different mushrooms that look very similar will have different colored spawn. So you'll be able to tell by the color of it. That's kind of the most specific way, other than just looking at it. Yeah, or you could just try to eat it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Is
it bad to leave any lawn in at all, or would some lawn be good so you have a natural trail running around your permaculture design? Or do you want to get rid of the lawn completely?
I think it's preference. I mean, some grass you could use it as a source of mulch, for fertility. But it is pretty invasive. It'll continue to try to grow and spread. But you could use it as a pathway if you had a good boundary around it. I'm not really. I think it's nice to have a yard where you can like play or
Right.
and having that kind of be separate, but not having a lot of grass in your garden because it's just
It'll
creates a
spread
lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you noticing over here? You said there were pine trees, but what else do you see over here?
Some undergrowth
Oh,
is there.
there's limbs.
Yeah, it's a good. This is like an old. This was obviously probably planted like 50 years ago, and at some point, when it was planted, was a lot like a small food forest because you have these overstory white pine trees. It looks like there's a crabapple inside. There are lilac bushes around here. Not edible plants. I mean, you could eat the crab apples if you wanted to, but not like good edible varieties. But you can see the same structure there. You can see the maple tree on the other side. Some dogwood. It's an excellent flowering shrub. Can be a good part of your system.
Would the crabapple be a good pollinator too?
Excellent. Yeah, you've got another old apple tree over here.